few years ago, Courtney and I started working on a project together to create an epic fantasy series. At the time, we had no idea where this would lead us. It started out as a fun side quest, something for us to do other than playing video games or binging through endless movies and TV shows. But the more we worked on it, developing our world, plot, and characters, the less we wanted to do anything else. At some point in 2023, we started doing a lot of car camping and road trips. We went all over the Pacific Northwest, finding quiet, beautiful places to completely disconnect and further develop our story. First, there was the magic system, and from that, all other aspects of the story were developed. We got so much done on these mini adventures, but the list of things we had to develop seemed to never end. Eventually, however, the list grew smaller and smaller, and we were left with a completely unique world that had taken on a life of its own. Our characters began to feel real, and we started seeing aspects of our story all around us. Names on billboards or people we met, books or podcasts we came across that conveyed similar, sometimes eerily so, ideas or beliefs that we'd built into our own story. They were no mere coincidences. Through this process, we discovered that the story we were crafting was a story of us. It's how we see the world. It's the people we meet, the places we visit, the experiences we have, and the wisdom we pick up along the way. It's a living, evolving thing that sometimes feels just as real as the physical world, but one that exists only within our own minds and a handful of detailed outlines. We knew that finishing this story was important, but at the rate we were progressing, it would have taken years. Before we knew it, we had a full trilogy planned, each book containing between 50 and 60 chapters and with 4 main point-of-view characters that have their own challenges and unique arcs. Needless to say, the occasional weekend getaway was no longer enough. Between those trips, we had full-time jobs, busy social lives, and all the other distractions that come with maintaining a healthy, normal life. We needed more time, and through the process of creating our story, we'd become anything but normal. The day-to-day routine of our suburb life started to feel like Groundhog Day. Things that once brought us joy felt empty and repetitive. Even our jobs, which were both amazing and with great companies, became nothing more than the thing we did to continue maintaining a lifestyle that was steadily losing meaning to us. During the times we weren't working on the book, it was as if the world around us was drained of color, and in these times came the creeping fear that it might all slip away from us entirely. We were at the event horizon of a black hole facing a tough choice. It's the same choice that many have faced before: artists, entrepreneurs, scientists, explorers, etc. We could allow ourselves to drift back into the safe, comfortable, and predictable orbit we'd maintained for so long, knowing that the dream of finishing our story would slowly fade with time, or we could fire all thrusters and plunge ourselves into the dark abyss of uncertainty. In early 2024, we decided to go for it. Whatever it took, we were committed.
Over the next year, we slowly planned our escape. Unplugging from the Matrix is not easy, and there isn't exactly a playbook out there to walk you through the process. Everyone's circumstances are different. There are also many unexpected challenges that we hadn't considered, which we'll cover more in detail in another blog post. Suffice it to say, the process was long, arduous, and filled with persistent self-doubt. As hard as it was, though, the excitement of taking this chance to radically alter our reality and strike out on our very own grand adventure kept us moving forward. It felt like we were characters in our own story, plotting through a seemingly endless try-fail cycle to ultimately play out our arcs. First, we bought a camper van. Some of the systems, electrical and plumbing, required a fair bit of fine-tuning, but the van itself had low mileage and was in excellent condition. The couple we bought it from did a fantastic job with all the things that mattered to us, designing a good layout for the interior, fitting everything neatly together, and making it feel like a cozy little home. We sold most of our stuff, including our cars and furniture. We kept only essential items that we need to outfit the van, as well as our irreplaceable sentimental items, which all fit in a single small room of a family member's house. We put in our notice to quit our jobs. This was probably the scariest step, but a necessary one. By this point, however, we were well and truly beyond the event horizon, and there was no going back. In June 2025, we officially moved into the van. It was a rough transition at first, and we spent a good amount of time with family while we got the hang of it. This was the period where the weak points in the van made themselves known, most often at the least convenient times. Such as the time we were up at Artist Point atop Mount Baker, preparing dinner and having a jolly old time, when the van suddenly filled with the smell of burnt wires shortly before the power completely cut out. We call these first couple months our tutorial phase. The number one question we got from people was, where are you traveling to first? Or where are you traveling to next? But the truth is that we never really had set destinations in mind, and we still don't. For us, it doesn't matter where we go. It's about finding peaceful locations with nice weather where we can work on our book wherever that may be. That said, we'd be lying if we claimed not to enjoy the travel aspect. We've already gotten to see so many places and meet so many people, and we're only 6 months into it. Wherever the road and the weather take us, that's where we'll be, and no matter where we go, our home is always with us. We spent the majority of the fall in the Southwest, Utah, Arizona, New Mexico, and California, bouncing around from one spot to another, most often on open BLM land. We spend 4 or 5 days working out in the open country, usually followed by 1 day in town to stock up on essentials, things like water, groceries, fuel, and run errands. We sometimes take this opportunity to do something together, like checking out a museum, eating at a good restaurant, walking around the town, visiting the local shops, or finding a day spa to take long, hot showers. The feeling of being away from our community is a constant ache, but spending time with some of our family in California offered a temporary reprieve. One of the bonuses of our mobile lifestyle is getting to visit our loved ones that are spread out around the country and be a part of their stories for a short while. As with every epic voyage, this journey wouldn't be possible without a crew of people. From technical knowledge and hands-on help to encouraging words and warm meals, we have been deeply moved by how supportive our friends and family have been. We have so much gratitude for all who have helped us along the way. Not only would our story not exist without the inspiration brought to us in every encounter and every experience we have, but we would not exist as we are today without our community. So here we are, heading steadfast into the great unknown in pursuit of our wildest dreams. We know not what the future holds for us, but for now, we're giving it all we've got, and we're doing our best to enjoy the ride along the way. Stay tuned for more updates. If you'd like to follow along on our escapade, we would love to connect. You can subscribe to our newsletter on our website or follow us on social media for insights into our writing process, updates on our travels, and the lessons we've learned while making magic stories of our lives.